Um, my name's Savannah. This is all about BPD, my BPD story, um, my recovery, my new hobby. But for this video, as you know, we're going to go over the 9 BPD criteria, and remember, you have to have 5 to be diagnosed. I'm just going to go over quick and simple, and then I'll make new videos and break it down how it's affected me and my story. I will give you a little bit of an example throughout each one, but not great detail. So this, like I said, this is textbook. So I'm pulling it up on my computer here. Hang on. I don't want one that's too cheesy. Or just too quick. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. So this is if we feel like we're about to be abandoned, and like I said, this isn't for everybody, but this is the general idea. We will do something crazy, whether it's to keep them or just up and leave them because we're going to leave them before they have a chance to hurt us. Which is very real, very guilty. Oh my God, am I guilty? It's crazy. And it's, I 100% truly believed that I was going to be abandoned. It's crazy. I mean, it's insane how you come to light and realize that it might have not been real, but it was real to me, and you have an answer. Not having an answer is like, because you don't even know you're different. You don't even know that you're different than the person, the majority. I don't like to say normal people because nobody is normal, but the majority. So I find it fascinating that somebody next to me does not think or act or anything like I do. It's amazing, and it's crazy, and it's weird, and it's all these things because my whole life, 31 years of almost 32 years of my life, I did not know that I was any different than the person standing next to me. I just thought I couldn't deal with life, or I couldn't deal, or I wasn't good enough, or, you know, I was created just to mess up. Okay, so moving on. A pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. Okay, so what that means is one day I can wake up and fall in love with someone, and it doesn't have to be like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or what, a sexual relationship or whatnot. It can be a friend, it can be a family member, it doesn't matter. One day you're amazing and you do something that just rubs me the wrong way, and you are the worst person I've ever seen. You disgust me, I can't be around you. Or it doesn't even have to be quite that intense. It could be literally one day we're friends, and the next day I can walk away from you and it does not bother me. And that is true. That is so true. Usually my thing is, though, I hate you. Like, you did something and I hate you. I have my biggest pet peeve in the world is when people don't pull over for emergency workers. They got the lights on, cop, an ambulance, whatever. That is the most disrespectful thing next to throwing garbage out your window. I just will lose my mind. So I will literally stop being your friend over that. It sounds ridiculous now, but at the time, if you knew me and you were my friend and you knew that bothered me, and then like to my core, why would you do it? So it's ridiculous, I know. Identity disturbance. Persistently unstable self-image or sense of self. This one's a big one. What this is saying is you have no idea who you are. I know, I don't. I have no idea who I am. Not a clue. Slowly figuring out. I also figured out that I adopted shit that everybody else liked. Because why? Because I wanted them to be my friend. I wanted to have an identity, so I would borrow theirs. I don't know. I would talk like, I mean, so much as adapt voice. My favorite color, the way I dressed, the things I liked. I never liked them because I liked them. I liked them because Joe Blow and Schmo liked them. I recently just come to a realization that my favorite color is black. It's not even a color, but it's my favorite color. My hair will never be blonde again. I don't like blonde hair. Why did I do that? I don't like short hair. Why did I cut it so short? I don't like heels. Why did I freaking buy 18 pairs of freaking wedges two winters ago? Like, it's not me. That's not who I am. I don't dress up in dresses and skirts, and that's not me. It's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to represent. Now, by all means, if that's your thing, that's your thing, but it's not my thing. Like, sure, every once in a while or on a special occasion, I want to get that dressed up, but I feel comfortable in jeans and stretchy pants and tank tops and hoodies. Like, that's who I am. Food isn't food. I gave up junk food and bullshit food, like everything that people like, for almost 5 years. Guess what? I like Fruity Pebbles and Swiss cake rolls. That's what I like. I like tacos. I could eat tacos every single day of my life. They're tacos. Okay, so moving on. Impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. Spending money, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating, so on and so forth. Okay. So, I'll just be honest, because I said I was going to. Sex, did that. Thought that's how you find love and shit, and like, big thing. And then this one year, like 16 and 17, I think, probably, it was no longer really filling that void. It was, fuck everybody, like, I'm tired. I kind of disrespected myself a lot. So, that's as far as I'm going to get into that right at the moment. I did not have a binge eating problem. I had a I don't want to eat anything problem, and I was very little and 98 pounds. Substance abuse. I do not have a substance abuse problem. I haven't. I will tell you that I had a very bad alcohol problem for a year. It was self-medicating. Reckless driving, I'll admit it, I've done that a couple times. Mainly last summer. Moving on, number 5. Reoccurrent suicidal behavior, gestures, or threats, and self-mutilating behavior. I have tried to commit suicide 6 times. Yeah. I felt like a failure because I couldn't even kill myself. So that was fun. I have scars all over my body from cutting. It takes away the pain that I cannot bear in my chest. And it got really bad last summer. And that is when the one person I do have in my life, the one and only person I really do have in my life, besides his mom and dad, basically gave me the shaken baby syndrome without touching me and said, we got to get you help. So that's what we did. But that's, go into that more. Affective instability due to a marked reactivity of mood, intense episodic dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety, usually lasting a few hours and only rarely lasts more than a few days. Okay, so I feel like this is where, no, I'll wait a minute. I do get irritable. My moods, I do get moody, but more so it's anxiety that affects me the most in this one, and like in the dysphoria, like I get down, real down. Okay, number 7, chronic feelings of emptiness. If you've never felt empty inside, bless your heart, you got it. Amazing. That is one of the worst feelings ever. And letting another human being pound that in your head and make you feel like you are nothing, you should not exist, the world is better off without you. That is, stop what you're doing and erase those words from your brain. Like, you call somebody, you do whatever you need to do to find where your worth is. Find out what you're doing, why you're important immediately. Because that is the nastiest, most hurtful thing in the world that anybody can do to another human being. Especially when they already feel that way about themselves. Okay, moving on. Number 8. Inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. Frequent displays of temper, constant anger, recurrent physical fights. Okay. My anger, like, I don't have this blowout all the time. I do have a boiling point, and when it goes and blows over, I don't remember anything. If I do, it's just bits and pieces of what I wanted to remember. So the likelihood of me saying something very, very hurtful, I'll take blame. But it takes a lot to get me to that point. And I would rather be mad at myself and take that out on myself. So I would hit myself. I would take that anger inward. And this is why this is called quiet BPD, because the anger is not there. And that is what I have. It's there. It just doesn't come out to you or anybody else. There's a part of me that thinks that my brother might have had this same thing, but he had explosive anger. But I have been in physical fights, but just not as constant as, and as an adult, I haven't. Right now, if I get angry at all, I take it out on one person and one person only. The only person that's in my life. So, number 9, transient stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. I will go into this more in detail as we get to this video, but I did not know what dissociation, I did not understand what any of this meant until it was explained, and I researched it, and I researched it. I started dissociating in 3rd grade. I had this make-believe, magical freaking place I went to, and I don't even really remember much about it as an adult. I just know that I would go there, and it wasn't even, like, it was so real to me, but it wasn't real. Like, I would just, my brain would take me there, and, you know, and it got chaotic, and it got stressful, and it was no longer a safe place, so I quit going there. And then, you know, shortly thereafter, I was a mess. Also, when my mom would hit me, I would dissociate. And at school, like, I would dissociate. Like, it's freaking crazy, and I hope that I will be able to explain it in a way that is understood, I guess. But it is crazy. And I had been doing this for so long. I've got a good story, bad story, sad story, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just hoping that I can reach out to somebody and help somebody else before they're 31, preferably. Before they've made a mess that's going to be mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of climbing just to get it back. And I don't even want what I had back. I don't want that. I don't deserve that. My kids don't deserve that. We all deserve this forward life, a real life, a life I'm just now living. So, that being said, see you in my next video. My next video, I will show you guys a little bit of my woodworking. All right, thanks.